98 wins in the regular season, 10 more here in October. The Dodgers have arrived at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx with a chance to capture their 8th World Series championship. 9 more innings, 27 outs, 1 more win. Can they get it done tonight? We'll all find out coming up in 60 minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Leadoff LA. John Hartung here alongside Jerry Hairston Jr. Nomar Garcia Parr. I don't know about you guys, but I am nervous, anxiety through the roof. How are you guys feeling about Game 4, Jay Hair?
I'm feeling pretty good. My voice is not back yet. I'm probably
neither is mine.
Going around 60, 70%. I will send a bill to Fat Five Freddy because our voices are heard. But I feel very confident about our Dodgers. You feel nervous? How do you think that the Yankee players, Yankee fans feel right now? They are nervous as well. Listen, Dodgers, take care of business. Play your game.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the Yankee players or Yankee fans right now. I'm just worried about the Dodgers really just staying focused. And what I really loved was the way they were talking in the postgame yesterday. Job's not done. They know that. Take care of it today.
All right, well, tell me that ankle is healed without really telling me. With his home run in the first inning last night, Freddie Freeman has now homered in 5 consecutive World Series games. That ties the MLB record set by George Springer in the 2017 and 2019 Fall Classics. You see Reggie Jackson, Lou Gehrig held the record previously, homering in 4 straight World Series games. And Freddie mentioned 2 things after his Game 1 walk-off slam. The days before the World Series, those days off, they allowed that ankle to heal more, and also finding a mental cue for his swing, Nomar. Now he's the odds-on favorite to win World Series MVP if the Dodgers can finish it off.
Yeah, he looks great. He also touched on the fact with the ankle feeling better, he was able to get the work that he likes to do, which also, from a mental standpoint, gives you the confidence in your swing, can help you find those cues, as you mentioned, John. And the one thing that's really been impressive to me is those fastballs up and in, him able to get the barrel to that and driving it out of the ballpark, because that's the way certain teams were challenging him in, and understandably so, because he had a tough time getting to him. He's not missing those. And the other thing is, when you were confident at the plate, boy, you punish mistakes. You look for mistakes, you wait for them, and you punish them. He did that.
You know, Nomar touched on it. Scouts, especially advanced scouts, saw Freddie Freeman have a hard time against the Padres and obviously against the Mets on that fastball because of that ankle. That front foot is your landing area. You have to post on the leg, and he couldn't do that. So the scout report is you got to crowd Freddie Freeman in. Obviously, he's healthy now. He's able to get to that ball short and quick. He has been on a tear. Good to see Freddie Freeman healthy and playing like Freddie Freeman.
Here he is in the cage before Game 4. Meantime, in football, the old adage is defense wins championships. But the Dodgers are showing just how important defense is in baseball as well. Mookie Betts and Teo, they made 2 great back-to-back plays, Jerry, in that game last night. Really swung the momentum. The Yankees have made a few defensive blunders in this series. And, yes, the Dodgers have certainly pitched better. They've come through with some timely hits. But defense has been a big factor in the series.
You know, defensively, the Yankees coming into the World Series had some miscues against the Guardians, and always said, listen, can't do that against the Dodgers. On the flip side, Dodgers are elite defensively. Mookie Betts is one of the best right fielders in all of baseball. This one right here, Tommy Edman did not record an out, but he saved a run. Very nice job, heads-up play, and we're taking the extra base. Outstanding job, Shohei Ohtani. You see that ball, you have to block the ball. You learn to do that when you're in Little League. And then Mookie Betts have played that right field so many times as a Red Sox. He's able to read the ball off the bat. Outstanding job. And again, once again, miscues. You can't give great teams like the Dodgers extra out. And on the flip side, you can record outs that change the momentum, certainly with that Teoscar Hernandez throw.
Yeah, good teams take advantage of extra outs. There's no doubt about that. And the Dodgers are definitely one of those teams. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to, you don't give the Yankees that offense extra outs either. They'll take advantage of it. The other thing we talk about in the postseason, and we're talking about during the season, 90 feet matters. 90 feet matters, and especially it's magnified in the postseason. So the Dodgers have been getting extra 90 feet, and we were seeing that, just some of that video. So that has also become a factor. So keep playing solid defense, tighten that up, pick up your pitchers, and especially when you look at maybe numerous pitchers we might see today being that bullpen day, they come in with confidence knowing that you have a solid defense behind you.
All right, doing it all 3 phases of the game right now, needing 1 more win in World Series history. 24 teams have taken a 3-0 series lead. 21 of those teams finished off the sweep in Game 4. That's what the Dodgers are hoping to do tonight. Kirsten Watson is with the Dodgers at Yankee Stadium, and she joins us live with more ahead of Game 4. Hello down there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Well, look, if we go back to spring training, when this team talked about what their goals were for the season, one, it was to win the NL West. Check, they did that. Then they wanted to win the World Series. They're now one win away from that. And their other goal was they want to bring a parade and a celebration back to Los Angeles. If they can pick up the win tonight, they can achieve just that. But they are looking to stay in the moment. Dave Roberts talked about the mindset of this group heading into Game 4 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it would be historic for our franchise to win another World Series, certainly against a great organization as the Yankees. Just excited for our players, our fans, but you know, it's like I said, I believe in this group. I love this group, and we've got to keep playing good baseball.
27 outs from winning a world title. Your guys' mantra all season long has been just the next game. Has it been difficult, though, to preach just the next game when the 27 outs are the whole thing?
Well, it's this game is what I preach. And so that's still in line with our mantra, our messaging. And no one's thinking about potential tomorrow. We're thinking about tonight's game and getting, as you said, 27 outs. So I feel good about the focus, and you know, we're focused on playing good baseball. I mean, like I said last night, there's some things that we need to do better and clean up, and I think that they'll be cleaned up tonight.
As much as the Dodgers know what's on the table with a win tonight, winning the World Series, achieving that goal they set early in February to start spring training, they are very much staying in the moment. They're approaching it as if it's a 0-0 series. They know the Yankees are a team. They're very talented. They're going to do whatever it takes to find a way to fight back in this series, to pick up a win. They do have Garrett Cole, who will be having a start tomorrow. He is going into this one with the mindset of having that start tomorrow. So this team is battling. They want to pick up the win. But I think with talking to Walker Buehler today, he said something really beautiful. When you look at what this postseason has looked like, the bullpen has been excellent. They have showed up. They have shut different teams out. And so it'd be pretty poetic if the bullpen, the guys who have the ball today, if they can win this one, ultimately winning the World Series, that would be pretty special. So the hope is that the Dodgers can do it tonight, guys.
It certainly would be special. We'll have more on that storyline coming up. Kirsten, thank you very much. Let's get to Dave Roberts' lineup for Game 4, facing Yankees right-hander Luis Gil. You've got Shohei back in the leadoff spot, followed by Mookie and the red-hot Freddie Freeman. Teoscar Hernandez batting fourth, playing left field. Max Muncy getting the start at third. Kike Hernandez is in center. Gavin Lux at second base. Will Smith does the catching. And batting eighth, Tommy Edman will hit ninth and play shortstop. And you hear it a lot. The clinch game is the hardest one to win. We know the Yankees are going to throw everything they have at the Dodgers because there truly is no tomorrow for them if they lose Nomar. And after last night's win, Dave Roberts said there has to be an urgency tonight, and they don't want to let the Yankees up for air. So how important is that mindset going into this game?
Well, I think it's extremely important because we know there's momentum is an important thing, especially in the postseason. I mean, they look at the teams that they beat to get to this area. Those teams were riding momentum. They really feed off that energy, and the Yankees are a team that does the same thing. So you want to stifle that. You want to keep the momentum on your side. So you want to go out there and you want to take care of business. The one thing I really liked was yesterday after they won is seeing the interviews and seeing their faces and seeing their responses. It was focused. The game face was on even after a victory. They know it's not over, and it's about bringing that again today.
This team is a selfless team. They pull for each other. They help each other out. I want all of them to be selfish tonight. You have a chance to make history. You get a chance to sweep a New York Yankee team in their ballpark, a team that won 94 wins. You can really make a claim that you may be the best Dodger team ever if you do that. So I want them to be not satisfied, but on that mission. Be selfish. Clinch tonight and put your stake as one of the best teams this Dodger organization has ever seen.
All right, just need one more win to get that done. Hopefully in about 4 hours. Dave Roberts and Brandon Gomes are all smiles in the visiting clubhouse at Yankee Stadium. Plenty of work to be done. It's the Dodgers and the Yankees. Game 4 coming up at 5 o'clock. Plus, we'll dive into the numbers on how the Dodgers got to this point in the World Series, taking this commanding 3-0 series lead and hoping to celebrate a championship later tonight. Go Going inside the numbers on the Dodgers' 3-0 lead in this World Series, neither team is tearing the cover off the baseball. Dodgers hitting just .213, but the Yankees a .186. Big edge in the slug department for the Dodgers. They've outscored the Yankees 14-7. Dodgers doing a much better job putting the ball in play. The starting pitching has been the difference, though, in the series. Dodgers starters almost 4.5 runs better than the Yankees' ERA. And the Yankees, of course, they led all of baseball with 237 home runs hit this year, 248 as a team, an OPS of 761, third best in baseball. Jerry, the Dodgers have really held them in check through 3 games. How can they do it one more time?
Continue executing your game plan and your pitches. See the movement on those pitches. Those pitches appear that they're strikes in the zone, and then they dart out of the zone. You see the 186 batting average. Coming into this series, the Yankee team was hitting .230 as a team in the postseason. Obviously, the Dodger pitchers are a little better than what they face in the American League. Continue execute your pitches, and also no free passes. We know the Yankee lineup, they thrive on taking their walks. Before you know it, walk, and then if you make a mistake, it's a 3-run bomb. Keep the free passes down. Execute your game plan.
Yeah, and I think the Dodger pitchers have done an excellent job doing that. You know, pounding the zone, attacking the hitters, trusting their stuff. And I think they really have done a good job getting those swings and misses. I think the other critical thing, and we're going to see that today, I think is really that first inning. If, you know, Ben Casper is able to put that 0, I think that'll be really critical. And I think the starters have done an amazing job in doing that.
You talked about Ben Casper in that first inning. That's something the Dodgers starters have done a great job setting the tone in all 3 of these games. Jack Flaherty in game 1, 5 1/3 innings, allowed just 2 runs. Yoshi, brilliant in game 2. He allowed just 1 run over 6 1/3. And last night, Walker Buehler, the 5 scoreless innings and picking up the win, game 3. Coming into the World Series and really coming into these playoffs, the Dodgers' perceived weakness was their starting pitching because of all the injuries. But Flaherty, Yamamoto, Buehler have all had quite the response to that noise, Nomar. They posted that 1.62 ERA in the first 3 games of this series, and they've outpitched the Yankee starters, who were seen as a big strength.
Yeah, if you're asking, would you like a sub-2 ERA from your starting rotation, you would say yes, please. Well, every single starter so far the Dodgers has delivered. They've done an amazing job. Not only that, what they've been able to do by doing so, by having those quality starts by these 3 guys, they've also helped the bullpen. They've helped the bullpen an awful lot. They've also had Dave Roberts to be able to deploy the bullpen the way he would like, to be able to get those out and finish off the game. So really the starters have set the tone. They did a fantastic job. We know today is a bullpen game, but at the same time, it's set the starter, Ben Casper, young guy on the hill. He can set the tone going out there by putting up a 0.
Absolutely. And you look at Yamamoto, obviously Jack Flaherty and Walker Buehler. At one point in time, each of these guys have been aces, and they've pitched in big games before. So I'm sure they took it a little personal when everybody was talking about how great the starting pitchers, led by Garrett Cole, the Yankees had coming into the series. And everybody was talking about the Dodger bullpen, now rightfully so. I'm sure they felt a little slighted, the starters, and I love that. You need to pitch and play this game with a little chip on your shoulders. Jack Flaherty, Yamamoto, and obviously Walker Buehler last night did that.
Certainly did. And the Dodgers going with that bullpen game tonight, although they're giving the ball to a rookie who was a starting pitcher for most of the year in the minors. Right now, let's head back to Yankee Stadium. Kirsten joins us again live with more on the pitching plan for the Dodgers here in Game 4. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Well, if we go back to August 31st this year, that was when Ben Casper made his Major League debut. Now, 2 months later, he's got the start for Game 4 in the World Series. So what a whirlwind these past 2 months have been for him. Dave Roberts, he talked today just about how Ben has been handling this postseason, the success that he's been having, what he likes about him getting the start today, and also what the pitching plan is likely going to be to follow him.
I think Ben's handled it really well. He's a good kid. He's a good competitor, raised well, Connecticut kid. I just think that the guys have done a great job of embracing him and making him feel accepted. And so I like the variance play as far as those guys don't know much about him. He's got good stuff, and I just think he's going to perform well. He's not going to get too overwhelmed. It's a great opportunity, something he'll remember forever. But I've sort of left him alone because I don't need to add to his, as Jim asked, anxiety. He might have a little anxiety. But, yeah,
Hey, Dave, just, by virtue of winning the first 3 games, you've obviously had to use your bullpen going into this bullpen game a little more than the last couple rounds. Like, does that mean, like, with Ben and maybe Landon, you might need a little more length out of them in this one than
Absolutely.
Some of the past?
Absolutely. Everyone's available tonight, but it's kind of be up to me depending on the game score, where they're at with their starting pitcher, where they're at with their pen, when I decide to deploy other guys. Because every guy I use will be with the cost going forward, so I better make certain that it's in the right spot. So to your question, Jack, yeah, we're going to need some length out of those 2 guys. And what that means, I'm not sure what that means exactly, so we're going to all watch together.
So for Ben Kasparius, the hope is to get some length out of him today. Dave Roberts has shared often that the goal is really just to go for as long as you can, as far as hard as you can. So hopefully he can be efficient, go a little bit deeper. He is built up, not fully as a traditional starter, but he is relatively built up thus far. Behind him, they also have Brent Honeywell, who's available to give multiple innings, as well as Landon Knack. And Dave Roberts did share that everyone is available. Yes, it might come as a cost. If they do, unfortunately, lose tonight, they will have Game 5 tomorrow, in which Jack Flaherty has the start. So the hope is they can put themselves in a good position to win, but also if things don't go as planned, to at least be able to support Jack tomorrow as well. So everyone's available out of the bullpen if need be tonight, guys.
Hey, it's one of the differences with this team this year. They have 3 legit long relief options in that bullpen down there. Thank you very much, Kirsten. The Dodgers have really leaned on that bullpen all season long. They went with a bullpen game to save their season in Game 4 of the division series, then another bullpen game to clinch the National League pennant. Now they're going to try to bring home a World Series, Jerry, with another bullpen game. It would be a fitting way to win it all if the Dogs, as they like to call themselves now, can bring it home.
I tell you what, if you'd have told somebody this was the plan, in 1976, they'd be like, what are you talking about, bullpen game? But again, this is by necessity. They would have loved it had their starting pitchers all be healthy, so we wouldn't be in this situation. But it has happened. They make no excuses. And sometimes, John, especially in these situations in the Bronx, you got to let the big dogs eat. Let them eat. And this bullpen is filled with dogs. They want the ball in all sorts of situations, and they want to go out there and contribute. So it would be fitting if the Dodgers close out this series and a bullpen game.
You're right, Terry. It would be fitting. And, the bullpen has been the backbone, really, of this staff all season long, especially with all the injuries that they have endured for their starters this year. And listen, the bullpen endured some injuries as well, and they've held together and have come up huge. And they've been the backbone for this postseason as well, as we touched on what they've meant for them to get to this point. They're going to go out there. Their mentality hasn't changed. That's what I really love when you hear these guys. Not only how close they are together, but how their mentality is very similar each and every time a guy comes into that ball game and what they have to do to go out there and execute. And today, I expect nothing different than that.
All right, 3 weeks ago today, remember Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers? They were on the brink of elimination in the NLDS against the Padres. Tonight, they stand just 1 win away from their 8th World Series title in franchise history, taking on the Yankees coming up at the top of the hour. Plus, the Yankees beat the Dodgers the first 5 times they met in the World Series back in the 40s and 50s. Tonight, though, the Dodgers will try to follow the script of the 1963 team that swept the Bronx Bombers.
ドジャースは今夜のゲーム4で、いよいよワールドシリーズ優勝に王手をかけています。長いシーズンと激しいポストシーズンを経て、ついに1勝すれば8度目のチャンピオンシップを手にすることができます。特にフレディ・フリーマン選手やウーキー・ベッツ選手をはじめとするチームメンバーが驚異的な活躍を見せ、守備と投手陣がしっかりと支え合ってきました。この歴史的瞬間を共有し、一緒に応援してくれる皆さんに感謝しています。優勝の瞬間を一緒に楽しむために、ぜひチャンネル登録して、これからもドジャースと共に最高の瞬間を迎えましょう。